Hey guys, it's Aaron back with another review for you. That is day 2 of my Halloween month. Today I'm going to be talking about the film Insidious. For those of you that have seen the film, I try to do my, makeup like the demon. Obviously, this is why I'm not in Hollywood right now, so, I tried something and I think I failed pretty hard, but I got my notes. Let's dive right in. So, Insidious, released April 1st, 2011, directed by James Wan, written by Lee Wanell. They're writing partners. They do a lot of stuff together. Starring Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, Barbara Hershey, Lynn Shay, Ty Simpkins, Lee Wanell, Angus Simpson, and Andrew Asher. The plot basically is a new couple moves into their new place, and they quickly find out that things are not the way they appear. They move into they move again, and danger that they experienced in the first house follows them, so then they need to call for help. And I said a new couple. I didn't mean it that way. They don't know how long they've been together, but they've got 2 kids. One's at least like 10. So they're not a new couple. So that's the basic plot. So that like I said, they move into this. They're living at this house, and then there's like an entity starts making terrible things happen in their house. It's just freaking them out and making things terrible. So then they move into the new house. Well, guess what? Everything's back. Nothing's changed. And then, unfortunately, it takes over their oldest son, and he ends up being comatose. And then they call upon. They of course they let their family know, one of whom is Patrick Wilson's mother, Barbara Hershey. She knows who to call, and spoilers. She knows who to call because, come to find out, the same thing that happened to their son also happened to Patrick Wilson back in the day. So she had also called Lynn Shay's character to help him back in the day. So that's pretty much the plot. And so they find out that. So as they're doing this, they find out that their son is astro projecting out of his body into a spirit realm, and they have to go into the spirit realm to get him out. And so she helps Patrick Wilson go in there and to get him out and everything. But so I saw this when it came out. I saw it when it came out on video, but either way, I saw it that year, and it scared the hell out of me. It really did. It was a good film. It's a solid film all the way through. It's scary, like I said. It's very well done. It's written very well. The acting's really good. It takes itself very seriously. This was probably the first film that I saw as an adult and really was like, okay, this is kind of what I think the turning point for good horror films being made currently. Of course, things like Dracula and all the other stuff that I've, talked about, that I loved and all that. But this was really the first film that I saw as an adult that really spoke to me as an adult. And it was, I love horror. And it was, like I've said before, and I'll say it a million times, I love horror movies. I love, all types of horror, anything. But this was really the first one that I saw that I was really like, man, this is a good film. This is a really good film. And, there's not gory, there's no sex, there's cussing, sure, but it really just relies on the scare factor and well written story and dialogue and character development to really move it along the whole time. And it has it the whole time. It's a great film. um you know it's scary, like I said. And I'm just going to repeat what I just said about it, but I mean, really, it's a really good film. The acting's all good, like I said. Um, but it's not a it's not really a typical like spiritual demon film. Because you find out that what's going on, and that they have to go, that he's astral projecting and he's in the spirit world and this, that, and the other. But they don't like bring out Ouija boards or anything, and they don't do whatever. They do this thing where they set up Patrick Wilson to go save his son because he's done it before. Like Lynn Shay, like I said, she makes it known that he has done this before, so they'll be able to help him do it again. And so they hook him up to this. They basically hypnotize him almost, and then he's able to go where his son is and get him out from the demon that I'm supposed to look like, but I don't. It's a very well done demon, the monster. I don't think it ever has a name. If it does, I foolishly didn't write it down. But it just looks like I mean it's black and red like I am all over, and it's got like the demon tail, like a devil tail, and it's pretty creepy. It's just it's a pretty fresh take on a new horror villain. Um, I think later on, throughout the years, we'll, revere him like we do, Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers. I really do. I think that this is a newer horror classic. I really do. It's a great film. Um, there's, you know, there's moments that it's smart because yes, there are jump scares in it, but there are moments where you think something might jump out and then it doesn't, and then whenever you're not thinking it, it does. So it's very smart and it's not very predictable either, which is always really nice. And I know that some people just they may, oh well, it's just jump scare, and people don't fall for that when it comes to horror films, and I understand that. I do. If anybody knows me, am a sucker for them. I jump at everything. Um, I will watch a film and be like, "Oh man, that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen," but then I'll be jumping the whole time. I'm just very, with my anxiety and whatnot. But this one still gets me a couple times, and I know it's coming. That's the good mark of a good film. I think that I know what's going to happen in it, but yet I find myself still being spooked by it. Um, there's I think I think this was a really good departure too. So from Lee Wanell and James Wan, you might know those names, but you don't know why. Those are the guys that created Saw, the very first one, and I think it's a very cool jump from Saw to this. Um, Saw, I can't remember exactly, but let's say it was released in 2003. So we're talking, at least 7 years later. And and Saw is a good horror film, but I really think that that Insidious is a better horror film because Saw, I think, is a little more, um, of a gore fest. Not so much the first one, but it's definitely relies a little bit more on the bloodiness and all that. This one just strictly relies on horror, which I think is awesome. Um, I love when films do that. Even if I don't like them, I love it when they do that. Luckily, this is a film that I love, and I really think that it's just a very good way of showing that you can do horror movies and not be bloody and gutty and all that kind of stuff. You can just do straight, solid, um, scary movies. And I think that for even people that don't like the film, I think they would at least give it that it's very it doesn't go the traditional route, at least in the era that we're in now, or were at the time maybe, of just jump scare this, jump scare that, jump scare this. It's a very good it does it's very captivating in the sense that it's a good story and you want to pay attention to what's going on. And yeah, there's some jump scares, but it's more about what's happening is actually what's scary. I mean, realistically, as a parent, you watch it and I'm like, crap, I don't you don't want that to happen to the I don't want that to happen to my kids. So it's one of those, maybe that's what the biggest fear in it for you is. Maybe, maybe it's not even the monsters at all, although those, like I said, I'm a sucker for when they make me throw my popcorn everywhere, as Jamie can tell you. But it's very, it's just a really well, solid, done film, and I, can't praise it enough. And even somebody like me that's seen it a million times, and it may get a little. I will admit it may get a little tiring after you've seen it so many times, but I can still sit down and appreciate it. Even though I know exactly what's going to happen, I will absolutely sit down and watch it any day of the week with somebody that wants to watch it. So I think that that's a very good testament to just how good it is. Like I said, in the writing, the directing, just everything, you can tell that they really care about what they're doing. They took their time and watched it, or and made it properly, and and another thing, the acting, it's all great and everything. Um, I I think everyone does a great job. I particularly think that Rose Byrne does a good job. She's very she does a really she's very good at expressing the horror she's feeling. She's not only scared of what's going on in the house and the demons and monsters or whatever that are happening and the things that are happening around her. She's scared for her son, and it's a really good performance for her. And like I said, everyone does a good job. That's not me just saying that she's the only one by any stretch. I just think that she particularly shines in the film. Um, but you know and it's funny too. When they come in, Lee Wannell, when they come in to help out and everything, they're just two boobs, but they're funny. And I think that that's another good thing about it is because not you don't always find a good mix of horror and comedy, you know, to where it's done right and done the way it should be done. But every time I see this, I always give it a thumbs up, and I think I always will. Like I said, I'll recommend it to just about anybody that I think I can talk to you about. But you know, it's just very it's just very good. I'm kind of rambling at this point. I'm sorry. But it is one thing I wanted to do also is tell people. I think I did this in my last video, and I want to continue to do this to find out places to watch it. I couldn't, any of the streaming services that I have, I could not find it for free. You can buy it from certain ones, but if you guys have DirecTV, it is upcoming on the Sci-Fi channel, which is 244. I don't remember what day it is, but it is upcoming. So if you guys want to check that out, like I said, it's channel 244 if you have DirecTV. It's on Sci-Fi, and I definitely recommend watching it. And just, let me know what you guys think. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Like I said, it's a solid film all the way around. The only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 is because, like I said, after watching it so many times, it does, of course, it's predictable, but there's moments where it feels like, oh, okay, here's this part. Not that it's bad. It's just I just know it, and it just gets a little too familiar. Not that it's a bad thing necessarily. Like I said, it's just not a perfect 10 for me. But I definitely recommend it. I think that I think it's a good film. I definitely would check it out. If you guys have already seen it, let me know what you think. If not, check it out. Let me know what you think. Like I said, that's when it's coming on Sci-Fi. I couldn't, like I said, I don't have any of the streaming services that I have has it on there, but I also don't have like Hulu and stuff, so it might be on there. Check it out. But let me know what you guys think, and I will be back with another horror review because we are still at the beginning of Halloween month. See you.